Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. So this video is going to be about something what we call reframing. So as simple as it sounds, reframing is just framing a problem or a sentence in a different way. So let me just give a brief example. So if I ask you what is 6 plus 6, simple answer 12. But now if I ask you what two numbers add up to 12, the first question has just one right answer, 12. But the second question opens up an infinite number of answers. Think about it. So you could say 3 plus 9 is equal to 12, 1 plus 11 is equal to 12, minus 2 plus 14 is equal to 12. Infinite number of answers, right? So these two problems, 6 plus 6 and which two numbers add up to 12, these two problems essentially differ only in the way they are framed. Reframing of a problem is very powerful. It not only opens up the problem space, it even opens up the solution space at the same time. So as you see in the second case, we got an infinite number of solutions. And this, let me give you another example. Empathy, a thing as simple as empathy also is a kind of reframing. You reframe the problem by looking at the world from somebody else's perspective. This changes everything. It opens up doors to insights into a problem that you would have never have solved. Let me give you an example to explain this. So consider any big technology startup like Apple or any, at the heart of entrepreneurship is all about solving problems. So what do these companies do? So Apple, before launching any product or any company, they send out, they have a problem. They know, okay, this is how I'm solving this. But after a point, they sort of send feedbacks out to consumers to get to know, to gauge what consumers think. And consumers, they provide their feedback, some improvements, and the company works on it. And while working on it, they not only work on improving the features, sometimes looking at consumer feedback, they also come up with new products. So by looking at the problem through somebody else's lens, through the lens of the consumer, it often translates to products as well. New products are born out of consumer feedbacks, and it has happened in the case of so many companies around the world. So the way initially the problem was framed only through the eyes of the company, but now when you look at the problem through somebody's eyes, you gain new insights. It opens up a door of insights that you would have never thought when you analyze the problem from your own limited potential. So by understanding the feelings, thoughts, and motivations of others, you gain insights into the underlying causes of a problem that you wouldn't have never considered from your own limited viewpoint, right? So now let me get on to the crux of this video, which is from the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna uses this power which I saw of reframing to solve Arjuna's doubt and Arjuna's confusion. So I want to do that. I want to just share my screen where I'll just put up some verses from the Bhagavad Gita and to explain what's happening here. So right now, as you all know, Mahabharata, Arjuna is fighting possibly the greatest war, as they say in history. He has to fight his own relatives because of whatever that has happened to him. So here Arjuna is depicting his situation, like what he says: "My whole body is in shudders. My hair is standing. Like I'm unable to fight." If we look at this verse number 32. Oh Krishna, I do not desire victory. I don't want the kingdom, nor do I desire the happiness. What's the point of a kingdom that is drenched in the very blood of our own brothers, right? So and we look at this verse also. That's why he says, what's the point of all this? I do not want to fight this war. How can one be happy by killing our own enemies? We will, he says, we will incur sin by doing this, right? So and this. So now we try to analyze how is Arjuna approaching this problem. With what kind of approach is Arjuna approaching this? With what kind of approach has Arjuna, is he observing this situation that he's in? He thought, I will take revenge. He will get the kingdom, right? I do not want the kingdom. I do not want the kingdom. I do not desire victory. I do not want to hurt my relatives, as you see in this verse. Right? What's the point of killing the sons? Right? So what's his on a deeper analysis, what is he doing? Yeah, of course injustice has befallen him, but if you analyze how is he observing this problem, the way of his analysis is rooted in self-centeredness. I will take revenge. I will get the kingdoms from my relatives. What will I do with this kingdom? My relatives, right? So this is the framework with which he wants to approach this fight. And after doing this, he is grief stricken. He is he's overwhelmed with sorrow, pity, three, four more adjectives. Yeah, right. So he doesn't want to fight this war because he says that I do not want to fight I do not fight my own relatives, right? Which is rooted in self-centeredness. So now we will see how does Sri Krishna reframe this problem for Arjuna and gets him out of this situation that he finds himself mired in. So what is Krishna saying? So how does Krishna says? What he says is, besides considering your duty as a warrior, you should not waver. Indeed, for a warrior, there is no better engagement than fighting for upholding of righteousness. Even in this verse, you see, O Parth, happy indeed are the warriors to whom such opportunities to defend righteousness come unsought, opening them the stairway to heaven or whatever. So what has Krishna done here? What has he done here? So Krishna is reframing the entire problem, not in terms of Arjuna's little self, my kingdom, my relatives, my happiness, my victory. But he's changed this entire problem not from his Arjuna's own self, but in terms of what is to be done. There's a very good word here that he introduced, which is swadharma. Swadharma, as you see in Sanskrit, which basically stands for your own rightful duty. So what is he trying to do here? Krishna is saying right now your focus should not be on my relatives, my kingdom, my victory, but your focus should be on what is your rightful duty in this situation. What is the correct thing to do? What is the right thing to do in this situation? So what has he done? Basically, Krishna has changed the locus of Arjuna's intent to fight, which was earlier the narrow confine of his own personal suffering. He has changed it to the broader realm of what is to be done for the society, what is done to be done, what is the good thing to do for the society right now. He reframes the entire problem by shifting the focus from what will happen to me, mine, my relatives, my kingdom, my happiness, to what is the right thing to do for this greater good. So this way he has completely changed, as we saw, reframed the entire confusion of Arjuna to a broader approach of what is the right thing to do in this situation. And the way he talks, it's he says, how can we to be how can we hope to be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Swajan, as you see in Sanskrit, Swajanam katham hatva sukhina. How can we be happy? And like Krishna completely retorts him by in this language, happy indeed are the warriors. Look at the choice of words he uses. Swargam dwaram aparvitam. The gates of heaven have opened for you. You have been given this opportunity to fight. Who around you, like there are very few people who have gotten this opportunity to fight for righteousness. You have been granted the abilities to uphold to do what is right. Consider yourself lucky that you are in this situation, that you have gotten this opportunity to do what's right, to uphold dharma, right? So this is the choice of words used. And then he further goes on in this verse, chapter 2, verse 38, where he says, fight for the sake of duty, treating alike happiness and distress, loss and gain, victory and defeat. Fulfilling your responsibility, you will never incur sin. Again, a stark contrast from what he said, because he has said we will incur sin. Right. As you see here, he said papam, right? He will incur sin. Papam eva ashriyat asmanam. We will incur sin if we create our own relatives. But look at the way Krishna retorts here. Do the thing like this. Nevam papam vivapsasi. You will never incur sin. If you approach this problem in the method that he's saying, you will never incur sin. So let's break it down here. Right. So as we saw in this verse where Arjuna in chapter 32, he's clearly stating, I do not desire victory, kingdom, or the happiness. Right. But Krishna is just breaking his approach point by point. He was approaching this situation that he is in through the lens of this dualistic side, right? If I do this, I will be happy or I'll be unhappy. I'll get pleasure, I'll get pain. I'll suffer victory or defeat. So what does Krishna says? Whether it's painful or it's pleasurable, whether you are gaining or losing, whether it's a victory or losing, victory or defeat, set them aside. Set them aside. Set your heart to do what is the right thing to do, and you will never be touched by sin. Right? So Krishna is wanting Arjuna to get out of this thing where we before doing any action, our main thought process is to ponder about the karmic consequences out of our actions. What will I get from this? Pleasure or pain, happiness or sorrow? We limit ourselves to this happiness unhappiness equation in everything what we do. And Krishna is teaching us that get this equation out, throw this equation out of your out from your mind whenever you're approaching a problem, right? So and when we do that, we never incur sin. As he said, you never incur sin. Why? Because we have thrown out this thought process of what will I get, this X or Y? Will I get happiness or sorrow? The moment you just free yourself from the thought of the outcomes of what you will get out of this situation, you never incur sin and you never lose, because deep down in your heart you know that this is the right thing to do, this is my duty in this situation. So you never incur any losses whenever you take this path. This kind of happiness unhappiness equation that we set up, it is bound to make us unhappy, because in our minds we have thought, okay, if I do this I'll get that, if I don't do this I'll get that, right? So this equation he's asking us to throw out, and by doing that it opens up the doors to a greater gate, so that we are never lost. You are never lost whenever your heart tells you that you're doing the right thing. So this is the way how Krishna reframes the problem. He highlights the importance of right mental attitude in performing actions. When you act out of a sense of duty, your actions will always be free of sin. It is not the act itself, but the intention that matters, right? So this was how Krishna has uses this skill of reframing the problem, and completely expands the solution space for Arjuna. So next time, whenever you're stuck, right? You feel stuck, or you're in any situation, just ask yourself, is there any better way to frame this? And you might be surprised at what opens up, right? And it might help you navigate the problem in a mature way. So yeah, that's what I had for this video. I hope this video is helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.